When I ask my retiring clients or subscribers to this channel, what are you most worried about when it comes to retirement? They often say, running out of money. But after a decade and a half of being a retirement planner, I've noticed something interesting. It's rarely big, one-time expenses that drain retirement accounts. It's in the small, recurring things that people don't always think about. Even if you're not too concerned about running out of money in retirement, I'm going to give you a few hacks in this video that can save you thousands of dollars each year with very little effort from you. I'll share what they are so that you don't leave money on the table. And then I'll share the one must-cut item for retirement. But I'm going to start with something that's not really a cut in expenses, but the biggest dollar savings I've seen. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes and could possibly save thousands. We've done this with our clients often. Because we talk to a lot of retirees each year, it's common to see people have cash or a conservative bucket of investments set aside to cover a few years' worth of expenses in retirement. That's a normal thing to see. But here's the surprising part. A good percentage of people are getting close to 0% interest on that safe money or conservative bucket. With a 5-minute phone call to the bank, we've seen clients earn an extra $5,000 to $10,000 per year for basically doing nothing. It's as simple as looking at what your checking account is paying in interest and then asking, is there any other account at the same bank that has a better interest rate? If not, there are some high-yield options out there. Banks, online banks, and a few Google searches can reveal higher-paying accounts that you can transfer your savings to. Now, you'll still want to have money in checking, of course, for day-to-day expenses. But for the emergency money, why not have something earning a little bit more interest while it's waiting there? That's the first thing. As I get into the other big ones, let me know too, if I've left anything out, or if you have any hacks or cuts that worked for you in retirement. Other viewers have said that the comments are pretty helpful, so if you have an idea, drop it in the comments below. Now, the next thing may seem small, but it adds up each year, and there's a tool I use to quickly check if you're overpaying for something. I'm talking about expenses on multiple small monthly subscriptions. Your first thought might be, I have a few Netflix, YouTube TV, or something like that. But have you ever checked it lately? I'll admit, I'm embarrassed to say this. I'm supposed to be the financial advisor who has everything figured out, but I recently did a check and found 3 kids' learning apps we've been paying for months. My kids no longer use them. That was an extra $25 a month down the drain. Doesn't sound like a lot, but why keep paying for something you don't use? There's a tool I use called Monarch Money. It's a budgeting tool that shows you all your subscriptions in one place after tracking your monthly expenses. That way you can easily see, do I still use that? Do I still need that? And there are other apps out there that do similar things. One I've heard of is Rocket Money. I haven't used it myself, but you could give it a Google and see what works for you. Next tip. This one might sting a little bit because it could impact our ego. It's not something a lot of people want to admit, but some are leaving hundreds of dollars on the table by not taking advantage of AARP discounts. Some people will say, AARP, that's for old people. I'm not ready for that. But here's the thing. Even if you feel young, if you're over 50, there are some great savings out there. I've seen discounts like 30% off car rentals, 20% off hotels, flight discounts, and even restaurant savings. These small things can really add up, and remember, you can still feel young while being smart with your money. That AARP card doesn't age you, but paying full price when you don't have to? That gets old pretty quick. I'd be curious, do you have an AARP membership? Why did you decide to get one, or not? Let me know in the comments below. Next tip, this is something I struggle with, and I'd say it's the must-cut item for our list. And that's the little brown boxes that show up at our door, which seems like every day, at least in our household it feels that way. It's so easy, but for many clients, retirement is about simplifying, consolidating, and having less. And those Amazon one-click purchases, they just add more stuff. For many retirees, it's about downsizing. After the kids have moved out and have their own families, it might be time to downsize your house. And going through all that stuff is quite a project. But one thing that can help is cutting back on the instant gratification of buying something you see and just clicking buy. Here's a tip. If you see something you want to buy but it's on Amazon or any online store, put it in the cart and then leave it there for 24 hours. After that time, if you still want it just as much as you did before, go ahead and buy it. This isn't something you have to do, but it's just a little habit that we've seen help save money over time. Now here's another video on some little things that clients have said are the worst parts of retirement. So I'll see you in that video. But also remember, retirement isn't always about making massive financial changes to make everything perfect. It's about plugging those small leaks that drain your savings. So, maybe take 10 or 30 minutes and think through the items in this video. See if there's anything you could cut or possibly add, like adjusting your checking account for better interest rates. And hopefully, your future self will thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.